Hello, ladies and gentlemen and ladies. We actually had settlement. Let me get back over here. I started the video before I was ready, evidently. Okay, so yeah, ladies and gents, gentlemen and ladies, we I want to go over the reversal pattern for today. Let me show you what the price action was early on. Eh? Regular trading hours. Yeah, we got regular trading hours on here. So yeah, so we got to go all the way over to here. Okay. So the market opens right here. That produces a large gap between the open and where we settled yesterday. You mark that out with a Fibonacci measuring tool, and there's rules associated with it. Typically, within the first 30 minutes, we'll fill half that gap. It didn't do that. It wanted to break the rules today. But it did do something. It opened, kind of went, I don't know which way I want to go, and then pushed up and then came down and took the low. So, from a New York perspective only, if that's all we're seeing is that little PD array right there, this would be our breaker. So, we would be looking for candles to start closing above it with fair value gaps if more upside is going to happen. We didn't see that. We did a big run up like we tried. Oh man, we're going to the moon. This is it. We're never coming back down. But then we came back down. We never got any fair value gaps above this level, but we did create a breaker as we ran that thing up. Look at that. The last down close candle on the move up is right there. That's got to be an orange guy. There we go. And we pulled through it with a fair value gap, but we're not jumping in just yet. We're too choppy. This could just be ranging. We're going to wait and see what happens next. And we push straight back up, and what do we make? A lower high. Now we may be on to something here. We pull through with a fair value gap. We try to violate that fair value gap. We just wick into it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, and then we start moving away. You could enter right here. You could enter right there. But we are in this chop, so maybe you don't want to. But that to me, we made a lower high. We pulled a fair value gap. We respected it multiple times. That says go short and aim for at least this one, maybe that one. If you were a half gap minded like I was, then you would aim for that one. This candle would have made you sweat a little, but you would have been fine. If you were settlement minded, which I was after another push, this was a yes. This is NQ. ES took its settlement. But you can see we came down and then we tried to push higher again right here and failed. And we made another push down all the way to the 75% mark. But that really is the only reversal pattern of the day that I would trust, because FOMC is not a time you want to trust the market's price action. Early on, before 11, you can trust it. So I think aiming for half the gap, getting your money and getting the heck out, that would have got you on one micro. That would have got you $200. Yeah, $200 right there. Boom, you're done. Lock out. Go do something else for the rest of the day. If you wanted to try to catch more, we left that high. We pulled away with a fair value gap here. That one probably would have got you out. So it just became real choppy after that. This was the best move of the day right there. And then there is one thing I do want to point out, and that is what we did after MOC. See all these lows right here, and this 4-hour low, and this big fair value gap? Look where we wicked into. This was at the close of day. This is already after Topstep is disallowing trading. You can't trade anymore at that time of day. But what happened? Tesla reported earnings. We swept the lower liquidity and we went right back up to where we came from. So what could happen tomorrow? This is we went all the way back up to this orange line. We went all the way to that breaker. I'll show you extended trading here. Look at that. We went all the way back up to here and then we stopped. Isn't that interesting that we stopped right there at that breaker I had marked? It's also really close to the open. Finished. The newspaper would read Nasdaq finished 0.001% higher. And it doesn't even register all of this movement in here. It just finished just a little bit higher than the open. But yeah, so what could we expect tomorrow? Tesla reported earnings. Lots of companies are reporting earnings. I think they're going to use that as momentum to fill this gap. That's the overnight high from last night. I think it's in play. But are we going straight there as soon as it opens? Maybe. I would like to see it pull back to one of these yellow lines here. 25% of this run up, 50% of this run up. I would like to see it work its way back down and take one of these levels and then go up here. Don't know if that'll happen, but it's something. The break and retest of this level would be the most likely. So pulling back to 25% and then start working higher. It may not do that tonight. It may do it in New York tomorrow, but it could possibly do it during Asia session. It could also possibly open and just start ripping higher. And then tomorrow during New York, come down to here and then go higher. You never know. But something's going to happen. Guarantee it. ES had real similar price action to NQ. It did take its settlement on the initial push down, where NQ did not. ES settlement was about right here. It took it. And it took a 4-hour low, and that's when we got into all this choppy business. But I won't show you that just because I want to keep the video nice and concise. I want you to lock in what these reversal patterns, what they mean, how to spot them in real time, and how to confidently trade them. All right, I guess that's it. Did I explain to you this last down close? Yeah, on the run up, that would be your potential breaker until this happens. That's your potential breaker until we get a fair value gap below and it is respected. There was actually a little fair value gap on ES on this little deal, but it wasn't respected. There's one here, but it wasn't respected. There's another one up on the upside, lower high. That's all the components we look for. Make sure you're looking for those each day before you hop in a trade. You can even use this low as your line in the sand. It's got to get below there before I'm willing to take a trade. So you could enter right there. And then aim for that half gap. Okay, that's it. Tomorrow, I'll get on here again and I'll show you another reversal pattern because they happen every day and their components are the same every day. What if we could learn that pattern? What if we could clip out $200 a day with very little risk and make $200,000 plus in 5 months? What if we could do that? We didn't have to over leverage anymore. We didn't have to guess where the market was going anymore. We just simply read the chart.